Welcome to Tea Time with Shayleigh and Amber. I'm Shayleigh Evans, and I'm a life coach for pets and their people. I'm a truth seeker, and it's my passion to empower others and to give animals a voice along the way.
I'm Amber Leidick, and I've been a performance horse trainer focused on behavioral issues for over 20 years. My current passion is creating impactful in-person and online events and collaborating with professionals to be on the leading edge of positive change in the horse industry.
We are two friends invested in theta healing, belief system work, animal communication, and any resources that benefit human-animal partnerships. So turn up the volume and let's dive into the Great Awakening, brought to you by our horses. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. Today we are talking to one of our beloved Tea House members, Jeanette. Thank you for joining us, Jeanette.
Thank you.
Oh, we're so excited to have you. If you guys are listening to this episode and you don't know her, she is a literal walking heart. If a heart can be a person, it's Jeanette. It's the reason why her hair is red. She is like the most loving individual. I just love you. I feel like we have become friends and you do all of our offerings. It's like if you're not in something that we're doing or participating in something that like Amber and I are offering, we're like, it's a noticeable absence.
Where's Jeanette? Where's she?
Thank you. I just love you guys too.
Well, I'm excited to dive into your journey with energy work and animal communication and your horses and all the things. So, for people who don't know you, do you want to start with the story of how we met?
I would love that. So, a while ago, we have a mutual friend, Donna, who is total love. And I was talking to her about some different things with my horses, and she said, you've got to book a session with my friend Shayleigh, and she'll help you. She can talk to horses. I'm like, oh, really? What is that? And so we did. And myself and my two daughters, we stood in each stall. And as we started doing our session, Shayleigh said, wait, I see a sixth horse here. And he's telling me he's Jeanette's horse. And I didn't tell her that I had lost my Hart horse. That was my entire world. And so we got to the horse that, it's tearing me up. So we got to the horse that I had just come into my life. And she said, I'm here because the gray one sent me. And I was like, this is the wildest experience I have ever had in my life. And Shayleigh was so kind. We're all sitting on the other end of the phone, bawling our eyes out, and then laughing as one of our horses told her that he has multiple personalities. And we're like, oh yeah, that is true, but we didn't know he knew it. So it's just been the most exciting journey. But that was how I first met Shayleigh.
I love that.
Yeah.
Animals always have a mind of their own, an agenda of their own, so to speak, when it comes to communication sessions. And I mean, I feel like that has happened to me and Amber a lot with animals just popping in, people popping in. Speaking of people, that is an energy that you work with. And I can't remember so how did you discover that you could connect with people?
Well, when I was a lot younger, before I knew that I could do anything, I used to have dreams that would come true. And I would call my friend and I said, I dreamt this last night and this is what I heard and this is what I saw. And she's like, yeah, that happened. And then I buried that for a long time. And then probably a year and a half ago, one of my very dear friends, I saw a post on Facebook asking for prayers. So I called her and said, can I help you? You know, what can I help? And so she was so sweet and let me help and connect to her family member, which I didn't know if I could do it, but I thought I could. I was like, I think I can do it. Let me just try. If I can't, I can't. If I can, then great. And I did. And it was just really beautiful and precious. And then I knew that I really wanted to be able to help people in that way. So that's when I started, working with people more and helping people with animals too. But yeah, it was really exciting. And so I keep pursuing more of that.
That's awesome. Amber connects to people too. I wonder if it comes to you guys in a similar way. Amber gets a lot of visuals, and Amber, when did you find out that you could connect to people? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Well, it happened in 2000 and 2008, 2019. I went to an event and it was a week long like retreat slash, I don't know, big like all day long, hours a day, meditations and like different processes and journaling and just like super intense. And they did the one of the sections was the I'm not gonna say it right. The Ho'oponopono prayer.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
Ono, I never can say it right. Whatever it is.
we
But
know
we
what you mean.
we did this process and he explained it and told the story of it, and then we did it and we did it and we did it. And I took audio of it from the event. You're not supposed to do that. But I took audio because it was just like the music and everything. It was one of the most intense things that I've ever done. And for whatever reason, I would do that audio every morning, and I had well, I'll say friend. I don't know, we were kind of dating, kind of not. And his dad is no longer Earthside, but I didn't know any details about any of it. And I was in my living room doing this freaking meditation, and bro just shows up sitting across from me and starts to tell me, I was not in contact with him at the time, starts to just tell me all of this stuff and was like desperate, like, you need to tell him this, you need, and I was like, I don't want to even talk to this person anymore. Like, and then I was like, is it my imagination? Like, I'm just like conjuring up this thing that's happening to me so that I can reach out to this person I know I shouldn't. Like, I was like, am I just like, is this like a thing? And it very much wasn't. And I told him all this stuff. And then after that, it like opened up the floodgates in my house with my friends. Everywhere I would go, I was like, and then I would interweave it sometimes into my sessions, but it became a little bit too intense. So I like had to create a really strong boundary in my house. And nothing ever felt bad or scary, but it was just like, I don't know if this is like what I want to do. So I just kind of like, and sometimes it's so strong that I'll have to be like, okay, so there's this like curly haired, like da da da, like, and I'll bring it up, but I don't want to dive into it because my house just got into mayhem. Like I had lights shutting off, and like I said, nothing ever felt scary, but my little son is very sensitive, and I think things were starting to like for him, and he was seeing stuff, and I was like, look, this just needs to be our safe, quiet place. Like let his stuff develop how it needs to. Like we don't need to be thrown into the depths. So that, yeah, but I know that it started. Well, I was at least very aware of it after that. Like, and then I learned how to create energetic boundaries on the spirit side because that is a real ass thing.
Yeah. I
So,
remember you telling me that actually. Now that you're telling me this story again, I'm like, oh yes, I remember your house
yeah.
coming alive. Well, and I think too, it's very relatable and very normal for people either to get into the spiritual realm and become fearful, or get into the spiritual realm and like stuff it down. So, Jeanette, what allowed you to not stuff it down anymore? Like, what allowed you to, because I know there's going to be people listening to this conversation that are going to be like, wow, I'm really intuitive. I can connect with people. I know that I have this, ability, but I'm so afraid to be that weirdo or to bring it forward, or, I'm going to be judged, or maybe I'm afraid to open up, in this way because I'm scared. What allowed you to kind of open that space back up?
I think that it was just time. Like it just felt like time. And the more that I followed you, and then you brought me to Amber, and we did all of these amazing things, the EOC in North Carolina, in California, and all the things in between. It just felt like it was really time. And I'm I know that I was made to do more than just the spreadsheets that pay my bills. I know that I'm able to help people and really help them, whether it's with their pet or somebody that's here but maybe non-communicative so much, or somebody that's in spirit. And what's cool too is that one time my friend wanted me to help her with her dog, And I did. And the dog brought me, like I was physically, well, not physically, but spiritually, like there with the dog and on the walk and out in her barn. So I texted her, I'm like, hey, I think I was just in your barn. Can you send me a picture? She goes, oh, my dog got out of bed and ran to the barn. I'm like, I was there. I was there. It was so cool. And then I also work at Tractor Supply part-time, which I love because then I get to help all the people that come in with their pets and maybe don't understand, or they're coming in and they're buying all this stuff, and I can help guide them a little bit. And from maybe the pet's perspective, whether it's a dog, cat, horse, whatever. And so a gentleman walked in and he was having the worst day. He's like, I'm having the worst day. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I go, he was returning like a smoker. And I said, are you supposed to be like grilling for a graduation party today? He goes, no, it's the anniversary of my mom's passing and we're supposed to have a cookout. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. So then someone was helping him and I thought to myself, I was in the aisle, I'm like, I think I can help. I think I can help. Let me see if I can talk to his mom. And I did. And I was like, oh my God, did that happen? So he was leaving and I ran out to his car and I knocked on his window. I'm like, sir. And he said, yes. I said, so this might be crazy. You can tell me if you want to know or you don't want to know, but I can talk to people that are in spirit. And I have a message from your mom for you today. And he said, yeah, I want to hear it. So I told him, he said, you know what? You just turned my whole day around. It was literally about 25 seconds out of my life. It changed his perspective on his day and all of his efforts that he was doing to honor somebody that he had lost, that he loved. And it just made me feel great. And I was like, I can do this. And I don't care if people think I'm crazy or if they think I'm the crazy girl in the room. I tell everybody, because you know what? 10 people might think I'm crazy. The 11th person might really have needed me. And if I wasn't brave enough to open my mouth and say something, they might still be walking around lost, or like him hurt that he couldn't make this huge meal to honor his mom, when really she told me to tell him that she just loved the effort and that he still honors her and thinks of her. That was what he had to hear, that in that minute in time, to make his whole world back to right. So if the food didn't go well, if they ordered out, it didn't matter anymore. The pressure was off. So I'm never scared to tell anybody. I'll tell anybody. I don't care. And I'll help whoever is open to it. And if they're not, and I think I'm crazy, it's okay. Not everybody has to believe it. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings. So yeah, I'm that
I
crazy
love
girl.
that. And honestly, I feel like spirit, when people communicate with human spirits, you kind of have to have that mindset. Like, I don't care, because it's so much more different, in my opinion, than communicating with an animal. Like when you communicate with an animal, I think there's this certain I don't, it's energetically different. And it's like, oh, okay, the animal's talking to you. It would make sense that you could tap in. With someone, with a human, it's like more energetically charged, it's more emotionally charged. And people are looking for like some specific validation. I feel like, I mean, they do for animals too, but for me, it feels completely different with people. So I feel like the people who want mediums, they want the people who are like, I don't give a fuck. I'll walk up to you. The Teresa Caputo is like, I'm gonna
Oh, she's
walk
my
up to
favorite.
you. Do you have a grandmother?
Yeah,
I
that's
love
currently
that.
me.
That's so awesome. And community makes such a difference too. I didn't realize how impactful community would be for me until I met Amber and we started the tea house, and like just having our safe space for you guys to be so accepting of everything that we do, all the different offerings, like being safe to explore. I feel like that's such an important piece. Tell us a little bit about Branson and what you guys are doing together and how he has kind of shaped your journey.
Oh my gosh. I love him. Like, I loved my horse that I lost like crazy. I loved my horse Rose, who really showed me so much more about honoring her body and what she was capable of doing and not pushing right through her nose. She taught me so much that I really needed to learn because Maverick, he was always up for anything we were going to do. He's like, oh, we've never been trail riding. Oh, there's 10 cows chasing us. We're good. I'm fast. But Rose really taught me what no meant, and that it wasn't coming because she didn't want to do it, but it was coming because she was in pain. And before that moment, no one took the time to hear her no. And that really shaped my journey heavily. And then I met Branson, who has my whole heart wrapped right around him. He meditates with me all the time. If I'm talking to someone new that I don't know, and sometimes I work with people that are have dementia or whatever, and they're nonverbal. And I remember the first time that I was connecting to someone that didn't speak English, that had dementia and had been nonverbal, and Branson was right there with me, checking out the situation, making sure all was well. And he kind of startled the person I was talking to. I'm like, it's okay, it's my horse. He's my spirit guide. I feel like in this lifetime we're growing so close, and he just knows what I need, and he helps me with that in all different ways. If I just need to release, if I need a laugh, he'll do something goofy. If I think that he doesn't understand what I'm saying, like the other day I had to put medicine on, so I said, buddy, I have your medicine for you, and he was just loose in the pasture, and I thought he was walking away. Well, he turned around and backed up to the point where I needed to put the medicine on, and I was like, oh my God, we are doing this together, aren't we? I really know what you're saying, and you really know what I'm saying. This is incredible.
Does he feel different than a domestic horse because he's a Mustang?
Yes, yes. Actually, I love honoring him for that fact. Like my other horses, in the wintertime, like I'll shut their stalls in to make sure that they're all safe and tucked in. But Branson, we have an agreement. He's never in the stall, only by his choice. His door is always open, to honor the fact that he was wild, born in the wild. He was not made to be enclosed. Like that's my words, not his words. Like I just felt like that was honoring him. And then he makes a nest. The other horses have shavings, but he makes it a nest that he likes to sleep in. So, and if no one pees or poops in it, I honor his nest and leave it for him. And if they mess it up, then he just rebuilds. But yeah, he has a nest, and everybody else has like normal horse stalls.
I think it's so funny that he has a nest because he has pigeon friends. Can you tell the people of the world about his pigeons?
Oh my God, yes. So my barn has a lot of pigeons. And at first, when Branson first came to live with me, he was iced out. Like the other horses wouldn't talk to him, they wouldn't play with him. He was just a little guy, and the pigeons became his friends. And they would eat beside him, and he loves them. They love him. He never does anything to shoo them away or hurt them, or because I do have one horse that will stomp the pigeons because he detests them. But they all flock to Branson, and he just loves them. And then in turn, I sent Shayleigh videos of me taming the pigeons, and I can now pet the pigeons. And one pigeon had gotten a hurt leg, so I built it a nest and I gave it food and water, and then it disappeared, and I thought it had died. And then all of a sudden I was cleaning a stall, and I felt these beady eyes just on me, and I looked, and it was the one-legged pigeon. It was Pidgey. She came back just to let me know she was doing well.
Oh my God, I love that. And it's like not one or two pigeons, you guys. It's a pigeon party up in there. And
Yeah.
I feel like we originally, yeah, like 50 pigeons. It's like a lot. And at first, I feel like we had a conversation because Jeanette was like, how do I connect with the pigeons? They're shitting everywhere. Like this cannot be
Yes.
a thing. Like we have got, and we were like, oh, let's try it. I think you can communicate to them to start pooping in one area and hang out in one space, which didn't that work for a little while? Like you connected with them and kind of trained them a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And then Then she just decided that she was going to have to let go and let live with the pigeons because Branson has an attachment to them and loves them. And this is not the first time where an animal has loved another animal and the person has to like be okay with that. Like they have to, because sometimes like a horse will be like, "Oh, I'm really attached to this chicken," or "I'm really attached to this spider in the corner." I have one time had a horse that was like, "I have a spider," like Charlotte's Web, literally like real life Charlotte's Web. Had a spider in the corner, and the lady was like vacuuming all of her stuff, and she had to leave him because he was like connected to the horse. So it's funny what we will do. We'll do like anything for our animals. We won't do a lot for ourselves, but we'll do anything for our animals, including living around the pigeon party.
Oh my gosh, and it is. And then I have a little cat, Oyster, in Branson. I'm taking his training super slow, right? Because I want to honor his nose. I want to go slow so that we're growing together. And in our rides, we've been able to go, well, 2 years ago, it took us 45 minutes to walk, leading him about 50 yards. It was really hard, but I tried to, just honor that. So we started riding this year, and he was scared to go down the barn driveway, down the road, and into my house driveway, which is not super far. But my little cat Oyster was his emotional support kitty, and Oyster led the way. He would go 2 steps, and Branson would follow him and sniff him, and Oyster would get up, and Oyster walked us all the way over to the house driveway. And when we were safely off the road, Oyster went back to the barn, and Branson and I made it probably another 15 yards, maybe, before it was going to be like over his threshold. And then we, went back to the barn and stopped for the day.
Aw.
So he's teaching me so much. Yeah.
I know Shayleigh had said something about how we'll do crazy things for our animals and sometimes not ourselves. Was there a point where you really had to make the decision to devote time to yourself? Because I know we had had a conversation like a long time ago, and you were like, "I don't have time. I cannot." And I was like, you will do it." I think it was during the well, I don't remember when it was, but it
Oh my
was
gosh.
that was something that you had struggled with, and I think that a lot of people struggle with. But talk a little bit about that, like that piece of like, did you have to shift that? Did it make a difference? Like,
Oh my gosh. Yes, because uh I like to be busy person normally. I'm up and moving and good, but I did the VIP
oh,
offering,
that's
which was life changing, truly. Um, that just nothing like it. And so Amber said, "What is one thing that you want that you don't have?" And I said, "I want 5 whole minutes to drink my coffee in the morning and not be interrupted." And she's like, "That's what you want?" I'm like, "I want 5 minutes." So literally, I think I got up to about 45 minutes where I enjoyed my coffee. I always have fresh cut flowers on my table. I journaled every day. Mostly in our little group, I would write just a note to make sure, hold myself accountable. The girls held me accountable, which was a huge thing to have that community because on my own, I'm terrible. I can get diverted to any direction at any time. And I'll be like, "Oh, I'll take care of that later. I'll do it later." Well, once it's not your first cup of coffee, that moment is gone. So, yeah. So anyway, that experience for me was life changing. I really, really did a lot of soul work. I did the shadow work. I continued to do shadow work, which I never even knew what that term was until I met Amber. And she helped me guide through a lot of that. And even at EOC in North Carolina, where we had to write our story out and then burn it, that moment will live with me for a really long time. That was a very hard moment, but it was a very turning moment for me to let that go.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like the devotion to self is like such an interesting thing to watch people struggle with, where it's like that moment where you're like, I just need this. And I'm like, well, then wake up 5 minutes early. You can have that. Did you know that? It's like, I can't. There's too many things. I'm like, nope, you just decide. But I think that's a really hard thing for people to take that deep care of themselves. But once you realize that that care for yourself is what actually allows you to hold space and bring your medicine through, is like the devotion to self that I'm like, I wish more people could just, but it's hard. It's hard for me
It
too.
was life
Mhm.
changing because when I was journaling, which I had never ate, just so everyone knows, before I took Shayleigh's communication class, I'd never meditated before. I didn't even really know what it was. Like, I'm a simple girl. I love my horses. I love my family. I work hard. And I was like, just grinding, right? And then Shayleigh's like, we're going to meditate. I'm like, okay, but I don't even know what that is. And then, so anyway, when I was doing the VIP class and Amber had meditations on there for us, and I would do the meditations every morning and I would write. And I would just let my hand write whatever it was going to write. And it started writing, I will help people. I will help people. And I was like, wow, this is really wild. Where did this come from? But okay, we'll do it.
That's so
So,
awesome. I love thinking about like you just saying, your intuition when you started reconnecting with it, it was just time. And I think that comes through doing the practices of self-care so that you can listen to those moments of it being time. And just piggybacking off of that a little bit with animal communication, there's so many people that are like, I want to be able to talk to animals. I want to be able to connect with them. And I'm like, you can. And it starts with meditating 15 minutes a day. And you say that, and they're like, oh, I don't know. Like maybe I'll just schedule an appointment, or, it just doesn't happen. It's so fascinating how here we have this like amazing resource that's free to us. It's within us. It's like quieting our own mind. And is that an ego thing, I guess? Because the ego wants to keep us busy and crazy. And it's like nervous system too, right? Because our nervous system is used to the same stress hormones and things like that. So, like, I think people try meditating and then they realize how difficult it actually is. And it's very easy to give up. When we went to that, we've gone through Joe Dispenza and all the things, and there's literal like there's science behind it of like your body literally demands the stress hormones, the dopamine, whatever. And when you go to start cutting it off, it's like it'll give you the most insane scenarios in your mind to tell you that you can't do it. And
And sensations in your body.
it
That
does, yeah. And the
body just wants to like,
sensation,
I can't take this anymore. I need to get
yeah.
up.
That happened to me the other day, actually, where I was listening to a meditation and I was like, literally like wiggling back and forth. And I was like, I cannot be in this meditation any longer. And then I had to be like, you will sit here. And, but it's crazy how your body wants to pull you out of it. But I think also that is how spirit weeds out the people who are going to be dedicated to the work and do the work, and those who are wanting to connect a little bit deeper, but are not. I think it's a way of like, our higher selves almost testing us to say like, all right, you're entering your next phase of evolution. How does it feel to do this? And it's not like it's good or bad to do it or not, but it's like, okay, there's a choice A and choice B. If you meditate, you're going to go down choice A. If you have a hard time, then you're just going to continue on this path and we'll try a little bit later. But I really feel like that kind of ties into it too.
yeah. The other thing I want to say, you guys, is before I did the barn boundaries class, I had no boundaries. I said yes to everything. I was emotionally and physically exhausted. And I had to learn how to have boundaries even with family, because in my little quiet time that Amber was helping me to cut out, and she's like, you will do this. I'm like, I'll do it. Um, like I would receive calls from my family during this time, and I had to set boundaries and say, this is my time. You can't call me during this time. That was really hard for me to learn, but it was also part of the self-care and knowing that I'm worthy to have that time. And that doesn't come easily for me to feel worthy of, I don't even know, but just to allow myself to learn that I am worthy of that. I am worthy of saying what I want. I'm worthy of receiving what I need to receive. And receiving was another problem for me. I'm really easy to give, harder to receive. But I'm getting better. But yeah, just having boundaries too. That was really hard for me. And even still now, my mom will call me during my quiet time and I will take her call because she's my mom. And we'll talk for a little bit and I'll say, okay, mom, it's time for my quiet time now. So we got to hang up. She's like, oh, okay. And as long as she's heard my voice in the morning, she can accept the fact that I'm putting a boundary on our time together and I'm having my time. So that was a huge lesson learned. And I'm proud of myself for that. It didn't come easy.
Yeah, I always say that. I feel like our community and the people that join all of our stuff, they're not the people that are trying to get more from their horse or trying to like give, give, give. And the learning how to receive is like the struggle that we also have. But you also think of like from an energetic standpoint, the receiving mode is where you're getting your messages, where you're, during meditation. So I wonder if there's like a correlation between like that discomfort of I'm just gonna sit and spend time and dedicate time to myself because I'm important enough. And then I can sit and be in this receiving creative mode when on this flip side of like you doing normal life and your old patterns and the identity that you hold on to is like, no, no, we don't do that. We're to give to every, don't be selfish. It's like, wait a minute. My medicine and the magic that I have to bring to the world is in the receiving mode. So
Yeah, for sure. I think that there's many people who are going to resonate with that, resonate with I have to give in order to receive. I have to give pieces away of myself in order to love. Or sometimes it's just a love language, right? Like it fills you up to give to others. It fills me up to offer. But then it's like, and this is something that Amber helped me with too. She's over here just sprinkling little fairy dust on everybody she meets, but she helped me with this too, where I was having a really hard time receiving, and she reminded me that that feeling that I get when I give to someone, like that's what they're getting as well when they want to give something to me. And it's like the same for our animals. It feels so good to give to somebody when you have the capacity to give, that when we choose to not receive on the other end, we're kind of like robbing them of that experience. We're not allowing them to feel that joy of giving to us. And that helped me change my perspective completely, because it's like, I know that when I offer to, and this goes with the boundaries though, because when you don't have boundaries, sometimes you're giving and you're giving so much of yourself and there's like resistance in the giving. But when you have good boundaries and you're giving because you know you have the capacity to give, and that's the mindset that you're coming from, then you're able to receive so much easier, because you know that when you give something, you have the capacity, you can give wholeheartedly, and it feels so good to you. So I think that's like a really big part of it too.
yeah,
I
I had a moment where I did. I have my current partner is a giver, and I was feeling my own like shortcomings as someone who can give because emotionally I was like just drained, and it was like a whole thing, and dropping my kid off, and it was just like there's all these things. And he got me this wallet that like he's probably been looking for because he knows how much I love these like pattern whatever. He finds it sitting on the bed. And my first reaction was like, I said, and I like smashed his whole world. And I was like, fuck, I've been so good. I was like, please stop getting me stuff. Like I was like, it's just like, and it came from a place of me feeling like I was shortcoming and I couldn't do the same for him. But it like totally ruined his entire, like he was like crushed the rest of the night. Like he was so excited to give this thing to me, and my initial response from my own wounding and my own like shit like ruined it for him. And I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I love it. I'm sorry. But it's interesting, you forget how, yeah, like I always say, like you're just robbing someone of that experience. Like don't do that. Just let them give it to you. But it is hard though. It's hard.
yeah. I also want to say that um the just the whole our whole community of I think we all help each other and everything, but I know sometimes when I'm struggling, I just have to sit and think, and I can hear Shayleigh in my head saying, you can do this. You've got this. And just the support that we have here is just incredible to me. And I just feel so blessed that I found this path. This path found me. Like, to me, it's the biggest gift that I could ever receive is all of this. And I can't thank you guys enough for that.
Oh, well, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing this and for being a part of it. And I mean, like we said in the beginning, we notice your absence if you don't come to something, and we are very used to having you. You're such a joy just to know and to love. So before we end this conversation, let's talk a little bit about this business that you're starting. Can you tell people about your business and how they can find you? And if you're ready to work with people, give us all the deets.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So, again, with the support of all my friends and helping me to move forward,
You got
um,
this.
I opened my own business, and it's called Say What. And if it was written down, you could see the question mark and exclamation point. It's soul to soul communication. So I have a big event that I'm doing here locally in my area at the end of September, and then I'm going to be starting to take appointments so that I can help people with family members um, that, you know, maybe are in spirit or here and struggling. And if they need help with a pet or something, of course, I'm happy to help that too. But I'm super excited. Like, I just feel like it's my heart's calling. And I just get so much joy out of helping everybody. So I'm looking forward to see what the future holds.
What does your live event look like? Like, what are you doing for that?
It is this women, it's a 2025, I think it's called Divine Feminine Fair.
Mhm.
And so I bought myself a booth,
Mm.
and I don't really know what I'll do. Maybe I'll just sit there and smile at people and look at look at everything that's going on
Spread your
around me.
joy.
Oh my God. But I got everything together, web page. I have an Instagram page. I got my little business cards and a, a tapestry. I don't know what it'll look like, but if there's anybody that's wandering around and comes over to my table, then I'll do whatever I can to help them, or maybe set something up when, you know, I know how I'll feel when the pressure's on and I have people at my table expecting me to like talk to their grandma or something. I don't know, but whatever it is, it'll be what it's supposed to be.
How
But
fun.
yeah, I'm super excited to meet all the other vendors.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, even just connecting will be really cool. And the nice thing is, you already have your booth, you already have all of your things, and you have all the tools to make it successful. So, this is where you start manifesting it, right? You start sitting at that booth now in your mind, and you're like, what if it's not, oh, I'm just sitting here staring at everybody, and unworthy? What if you're like, I'm sitting here and someone came over to me and their grandmother came through immediately and it empowered my entire day and I felt so good about it. And like start to use your 45 minutes in that direction where you just start dreaming up how amazing it's going to be and all the people you're going to meet and like start calling that in now because so much can change between then and now.
Call up
yes,
your
thank
choice,
you.
Pluto.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that. That's exactly what I needed to hear when I needed to hear it. Thank you. Yeah,
Good.
I'm super excited. Um, yeah, now I just have to figure out what I'm gonna have on my table to attract people over to me, if it's gonna be candy or fresh flowers or
Gonna be
oh,
you.
It's
Your
gonna be
energy,
your energy. It's gonna be
your
your
energy is gonna
energy
draw them
vibe.
over.
Yeah. What if you, but you know what's funny is I do kind of see you with a little crystal, a little crystal ball, or maybe a crystal spear.
yes, I
Definitely
have them all.
flowers. Definitely fresh flowers.
Yeah, fresh flowers. I always gravitate towards fresh flowers. I went to this little farmer's market the other day and like there's all these booths with jewelry and everything, and I went straight to the flowers.
Yes.
Well, thanks for talking with us. We'll link
Oh my
your,
God.
yeah, if you have a web page, we'll link it in the show notes. And we're
Okay.
happy to be sharing your story and supporting you along the way. And we're grateful for your support too. So,
Thank you. Thank you for everything, you guys. I just love you so much. And I'm just so happy, like just so happy.
oh, we love you
Thank
too.
I know.
thank you.
Thank you for hanging out with us. So if you guys are listening to this and you want to find more about Jeanette and what she's doing, you can join the link down in the show notes. We'll share all that there for all the ways you can find her. And then work with her potentially in the future.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you.